Hey friend, it's MJ Gordon, welcome. So it seems like the no TP issue we're starting to come out of the woods from, but a lot of you guys still have interest in how to never let this situation happen again. And because the whole idea of living without toilet paper has generated so much attention, a lot of us are starting to realize that maybe life is better without toilet paper. So if you know me or if you've come from my other videos, you'll know my family does not use toilet paper. And though we've tried many systems like spray and wipe, kind of like cloth diapering for adults, not a big fan, or the travel bidet, we've landed on our favorite method, which is the installed bidet. But I don't want to just talk about the installed bidet. I want to talk about the different types of installed bidets because recently we bought a new home with 3 bathrooms and that third bathroom was missing a bidet. Disappointingly, I found myself having to use toilet paper every time I got to that bathroom. And so eventually I broke down and bought a new bidet. But this time I went with a bidet that my husband was interested in trying, which is the bidet with a hose and like attached handheld sprayer. I'm going to share with you my thoughts about the 2 different bidets, the pros and cons of each, why I like one over the other. But before we do that, let's talk about why you should get rid of toilet paper altogether. I'm going to start with the first most obvious one in this situation, which is that it's less stressful. You don't have to wait hours in line only to find out that they've run out. You're not having to overstock, shoving all of this toilet paper in your space, or even having to think about grocery shopping for it because you don't need it. And most importantly, it's actually less stressful when you're using the toilet. Contrary to popular beliefs, this is not a gross method. It is actually more gross to dry wipe with paper with your hand in there, smearing it, and then putting yourself back in underwear. Not to be overly graphic, but take the time to imagine a nice high pressure water that sprays everything off, everything clean. It all goes in the toilet. You don't have to touch anything. And you take a nice clean towel and dab your legs and everywhere that there's water droplets dry. Zero mess, zero grossness. Trust me, it's super hygienic. It is the most awesome thing. Plus you avoid dryness, the potential of poking your fingers through and touching something that you don't want to touch. And you feel fresh and clean and good smelling right when you come out of the bathroom. Number 2, you save money. Up front, there's the cost of the bidet and any towels that you might purchase or buy. A lot of people are talking about using old towels or cutting up old t-shirts. This is a great method because literally you're just using it to dry the water off of yourself. A lot of people are wondering about increased electric bills due to having to wash more towels. Personally, I haven't noticed a difference going from TP to no TP because I typically do a load of towel laundry every week anyways, and instead of just doing a small load of like shower towels, I just do a large load of all towels. This could be due to having pretty large HE or high efficiency machines that have sanitation cycles on both the wash and the dry cycle as well. The third reason you should switch to no TP is it's just better. It's better for Mother Earth, it's better for the environment, it's better on your wallet, and it's just a better experience overall. So without further ado, let's talk about this new bidet and how it compares to the other one that we have. So the bidet that we currently use in the 2 other bathrooms is this installed, let's call it fixed bidet. It's fixed because you don't have to move it, you don't have to touch it. You simply have to turn this knob to use it. It's already positioned. Turn it off, and then you're ready to go. Now, I really like this bidet a lot because I'm all about efficiency. I love that I can sit on the toilet and literally with 2 seconds of the spray, it's high powered, it's already positioned perfectly, and I'm able to get off the toilet with minimal action. It's basically hands-free. It also has a self-cleaning option as well. But that brings me to the cons, which is something that my husband brought up that I realize is some pretty big cons. First and foremost, because this has to be installed in between your toilet seat and the toilet itself, you need a special toilet seat. You can't have beveled edges, which typically leave you to sort of the flatter wood or plain kind of low grade toilet seats. For us and our family, we don't really sit on the toilet for long, so this wasn't really a big deal. We didn't mind downgrading our toilet seats to have the ease and use of this particular bidet, but also because it's positioned in between the toilet seat and the toilet, it makes it more difficult to clean. While it's easy to clean on top and around it, to clean under it or in between it, you would have to take off the toilet seat and the entire bidet, which is something that is more tedious considering that installation process is not as easy as the other one. It's also pre-positioned, which makes it super efficient when you're ready to just spray and go. But if for any reason you want to have a different position, you yourself have to switch your whole body rather than being able to maneuver around it with the bidet itself. Now, when it comes to the hose bidet, this was really easy to set up. It looks really classy and clean. You can position it any way you like, and it's super easy to learn how to adjust the pressure simply by pressing harder or just pressing lightly on the nozzle. Aside from using it to spray spray and clean off yourself, you can turn this around and spray and clean the inside of the toilet really easily as well, which gives it kind of a double use for one single product. The downsides, and I consider them pretty big downsides in my personal opinion, is that you can accidentally touch things that you don't want to touch. Meaning you can accidentally drop the hose into the toilet, or you can accidentally bring it too close to yourself and touch something that you don't want to touch. You also have to make sure that you trust whoever is going into your bathroom to use this has clean hands. And if you're using a bidet, you should, but who knows what people do in the bathroom before you get there. My husband argues that ultimately it's really easy to keep it sanitized by simply wiping it down, which is far more preferable than having to take the toilet seat off and clean the back area, and I would have to agree. Another downside, which I don't even know if it's a really big downside, we'll have to see over time, is that the manufacturer states that in order to install this bidet and prevent leaks, you want to turn it off at the hose every single time you use it. Any excess pressure for a prolonged period of time can cause wear and tear on the valve in the nozzle, and theoretically, if the flow of water wasn't stopped, this could cause a leak that could potentially flood your whole bathroom. Now, I do find it much easier to use this with the valve on because you're ready to just grab it, spray and go, but I've taken the time to turn it on when I sit on the toilet and then use it and turn it off before I leave the toilet, which makes it a lot less efficient than the other bidet style. It's also quite a learning curve to figure out how to position the bidet. I end up making a huge water mess myself, and if any of my kids come in here, I mean, I just gotta wipe the whole bathroom down at that point. I'm sure over time you can learn to be more proficient at it. It just feels like much more of a learning curve than simply positioning yourself in front of an already positioned bidet. So in conclusion, I like them both. It's really hard to pick one over the other. Experience-wise, I like the fixed bidet, and we have used this for a lot longer, so in fairness, I might have to use the handheld bidet a little bit longer to see if I can figure out how not to get so much water everywhere. But then the hose bidet is multifunctional and it's super, super classy and easy to keep clean. So what I'm curious of is how many of you guys have actually tried or used a bidet? What type of bidet do you have? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? If you're still using toilet paper, are you considering moving over to a bidet? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you hit thumbs up if you like this information, and subscribe for more ways to level up your time, money, and energy. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.